What's up, people?
What's up?
Say hi.
Hello. Hi. Go subscribe to Tomahawk Twizzler. Oh my god.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike. Today I'm finally back shooting a little more bodybuilding content. I've been away from the camera for about a week, as you may have saw in the intro to this video. I've been doing a little fishing with the family. We've had some really great weather here in the DFW area, so I've been able to get the boat that I've had collecting dust in the garage for the last couple of years out onto the lake. And I'm very happy to report that my youngest son, Paul, caught himself a junior lake record. He caught an 8-pound hybrid striped bass. So that was a shit ton of fun to watch him fight that fish. If you've ever fished for hybrid striped bass, you'll know that those things pull like freight trains. It's one of the most fun types of fish that you can pursue in freshwater bodies, certainly in the South. So I've been out on the boat working on my tan and getting very lean because I've not been eating worth a fuck. So we're trying to decide what our next move is going to be with our traveling plans. We finally got a resolution to our RV nightmare. We are very, very, very happy with the resolution, but as you probably predicted, that's basically all I can say about it. I can't say anything else at all. So right now we're looking at a couple of different avenues. We're looking at some other RV types of equipment and some boats. I've been looking at some bay boats. So trying to figure out which direction we're going to go as far as these travel plans that we have been squandering our retirement, basically getting nowhere, trying to pursue. But what I want to talk to you about today is where I'm at in my current spring cycle, because a number of things have changed. So when I last left you, I was taking 500 milligrams of Test E, 200 milligrams of Primo E, and I was just getting ready to start the trend. Cat, knock it off. And so what happened was I was planning on starting the trend at 50 milligrams a week. Some people have been asking, like, what's up with this 50 milligram a week dose? The Cliff's Notes version is that I found that I can maintain all of my biomarkers and all of my, well, most of my blast strength on a very small amount of tren. So usually that's where I like to start to let my body get reacclimated with this drug that is very, very powerful. What I decided to do instead was I dropped the Primo completely. I just was not enjoying the Primo at all. One of the things that I haven't mentioned in any of these videos is I've been getting a really bad reaction to the Primo. I actually thought it was the carrier oil that QSC was using, but I've used a couple of their other products now without any problem. I tried pinning the Primo intramuscularly, and it was just causing a lot of pain at the injection point, post-injection pain. And then I started pinning it subcutaneously, and I had this massive swelling on the side. I pinned it on like where my love handle is, because that's really the only place that I carry any body fat, on my lower body. And I pinned a small amount, like half of a cc right there. Like 3 weeks ago, my wife was pleading with me every single night to go to the hospital. Like, it was a massive swelling. The skin was very hot. I've had a couple reactions from the Primo like this, just never quite as bad. I did not go to the hospital. I didn't think it was an infection. There were no real signs of it. It just seemed to be some kind of, it was almost like an allergy or something. But nevertheless, it's finally subsided, and I am done with the Primo. So instead of taking 200 milligrams of Primo and 50 milligrams of tren, I just decided to go ahead and start the tren at 100 milligrams a week, which I know is still very low. But really, I'm just trying to decide if there's really any room left in my tank to grow. One of the videos that I made before we went on our last traveling stint was saying that I was never going to do any kind of big time blasts again. And the biggest reason is the reason that I've already run into on this particular cycle, and it is that I just cannot get enough calories to warrant putting my body through all this stress. So I started at about 188. And then my weight climbed up to about 195, and then my body's been just sort of like in this persistent recomp. It's like I'll get a little body fat, and then it'll turn into muscle, or it seems to, and the body fat comes and goes. And so I guess I forgot to mention I've also been running Anadrol at 50 milligrams a day, and I'm still on that currently. I was going to make a video about a week ago telling you guys that I was getting ready to abandon the program completely. About a little over a week ago now, I started just feeling really bad, just not good. Like I would wake up in the morning. I've been struggling this entire cycle with this Anadrol controlling my resting pulse. So like sitting here on camera right now, my pulse is 104. I routinely wake up and I routinely wake up and my pulse will be at 100 beats when I wake up in the morning. So when your resting pulse is high, you burn even more calories than you would burn with a lower pulse. I don't know what the exact math of all that is, but I'm eating quite a bit and still struggling to get the weight on the scale to go up. So what I have recently done, and I know guys say, oh, you eat too much shit. The thing is, guys, like I may eat some fatty foods sometimes, but the problem is that it always ends up just balancing out. No matter what I try to do to increase my calories, if I try to up my protein, basically the only thing I can really get away with is just adding more fat to my diet. So like when I'm already consuming 400 grams of carbs and 180 to 200 grams of protein, I get to the point where I cannot eat any more fucking protein or carbs. And so what I'm trying to do is just add in more fat to try to just get the total calorie load up. Even if I get a little soft, I know it will just come right back off. But with the trend that I'm taking and my particular type of metabolism, I am just struggling to get fat at all. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see in this camera angle, I'm very lean, very, very vascular right now in the gym. I don't have a pump. I've just been at our neighbor's lacrosse game. So basically, that's where I'm at as far as the compounds go. Now, when I said earlier, I was feeling really badly. I've had the higher pulse rate. Sorry, I'm a little scattered. Fucking trend. And I was getting ready to pull the plug on the entire fucking cycle. One of the things that I started thinking is that I had added the Tren in, and I had the Anadrol, and I began to think that the problems that I was experiencing were likely prolactin and progesterone based. So I went ahead earlier than intended, and I took a 1/4 milligram of cabergoline, of Caber, and within 3 days, I started to feel much, much better. One of the things that I've noticed about, I know this is kind of weird for some of you guys looking at my nipples, but when I have gyno problems, obviously I get swelling in the nipples, and they protrude from my pec. There's still a little bit of it left right now, but I do not believe that this is estrogen-induced gyno. So I'm on 3 milligrams of Arimidex. So what I've noticed is that when my estrogen gets higher, my entire nipple region gets bigger. Like the actual nipple gets bigger and the areola gets bigger. If I get my E2 in line, but my prolactin level is higher than my body likes, I'll have these tiny little nipples, but the areola will be big and puffy, and it kind of sticks off of my pec a little bit. That has always been a sign, and they'll be like sensitive. It's like kind of weird to the touch. I do not get that from the increase in estrogen, but I definitely get it on Primo, and now, not Primo, on Trenbolone. So I took a 1/4 milligram of Caber about 5 or 6 days ago, and then last night I took another one because I was still seeing a lot of this puffiness. And the prolactin just seems to make me like a moody bitch. And so of course my wife and I have been fighting again. She's mentioned it a little bit in some of the videos that she's been making. If you guys are not watching her channel, I'll link it again down here. She's giving her own take on what it's like taking gear. She's on Anavar right now, and also what it's like living with me. And guys, I am a fucking hot mess when it comes to trends. So we've had a lot of relationship problems that I've told you about in the past. I'm probably going to make an entire video about all of our relationship problems because guys are constantly in the comment section like, oh my god, your wife is amazing, you've got to keep her, she's fucking awesome. Guys, she's got a lot of her own fucking problems too, and I deal with that shit every single day. It's a lot of dumb shit that she can just not get over. A lot of it seems to be connected to her supra fundamental nutbag Christian upbringing. Now, I'm not bagging on Christians, but I am bagging on Christians who think that the fucking earth is 6,000 years old and that people walked around with fucking dinosaurs like the Flintstones, which is basically what her parents taught her to believe. So when I met this woman, she was a fundy Christian to the fucking max. 27-year-old virgin she was before her first marriage. I don't know if there's any women in this audience who managed to become 27-year-old virgins. But when you spend 27 years not using a part of your body for sex, for masturbation, for anything, basically it causes atrophy. My wife has suffered from effectively an atrophied vagina. It does not function anywhere near normally and has caused us massive fucking problems in our marriage. Not to mention the fact that because she never used her fucking sexual organs for the first 2/3 of her fucking existence, she was also trained up in this nutty fucking household where her parents basically taught her that she was never supposed to do anything that could possibly be construed to another man as a come on or an enticement. She was responsible. This is what she was taught to believe, that women are responsible for the sins that men commit. So if she was to wear sexy clothes, or if she was to act in a provocative way, or if she was to do anything to let some guy know that she had an interest in him, that was considered sinful in her home. So I live in this fucking marriage where my wife does not know how to pursue me sexually. She doesn't really know how to pursue anything. Like, I make all of the fucking decisions around here because she just will not make decisions. And so everything falls on me, and I'm not always having my fucking A game either. And sometimes I need her to fucking chip in and fucking grow up and act like an adult and carry some of her own fucking weight instead of acting like one of the 3 fucking children. And so that shit becomes a lot for any number of reasons in a marriage. I wasn't really actually planning on talking about any of this, but fuck it, there it came out. So that's just one of the many problems that I have with my wife and her fucking history and her nutbag fucking parents and her entire upbringing. And you may think like, wow, that's such a long time ago, man. When a person is raised in a home like this, it fucks their head up permanently. She has, between my marriage and her previous marriage, she has probably spent $100,000 on sex therapists, psychiatrists, fucking psych meds, surgeries, MRIs, CAT scans, all these fucking things trying to figure out what is wrong with her body. When the reality is, the only thing that's ever been wrong has been between her 2 fucking ears and her inability to connect with her own fucking feelings and hormones and horniness and fucking desires and all that. It's a total fucking disaster. So while all you guys are like, oh man, you got a fucking great one, she puts up with all your shit. I fucking put up with her shit too, and honestly, I'm about this fucking close to pulling this plug on the fucking marriage. Now again, somebody's gonna go, look, here he is on trend getting pissed the fuck off again. But as I've said before, when I'm not on trend, I don't have this kind of a fucking drive. I don't have this level of energy. I don't have this level of intensity. And so when I see all these fucking problems in my marriage, and I start looking at the real costs and consequences to actually filing for a divorce with 3 kids, man, that shit is daunting. It's fucking daunting to think about having to go back to being a single father again, go out and sell the house and sell the cars and divide all the property and deal with all this fucking debt. You got interest rates that are going through the fucking roof. The entire fucking country's falling apart. We got Bud Light that's sponsoring trannies. We got, I mean, it's like our president talks to fucking dead people on the stand. If we're not living in the fucking Twilight Zone, I don't know where the fuck we are. And so when you take all of this shit and you put it together and you go, yeah, let's go get fucking divorced. No, dude, that shit's a horrible fucking decision. And when I'm not on trend and I get faced with all of those fucking decisions to make and the total gravity of what that would be, I just go, man, fuck it, I don't even care. I'm just gonna go play video games. I'm just gonna go to the lake. I'm just gonna fish. I'll just do whatever this fucking bitch wants me to do. Like, whatever I have to do, I just don't want to go through all of that. And then the fucking trend gets in the system, and I start thinking, you know what? Maybe I could do with a 24-year-old girl. Maybe I could do with somebody who wasn't raised in this fucked up family, who's a little bit more fun, who's a little bit more laid back. Maybe she won't put up all of my shit. You know, maybe she can only stand me for fucking 3 months. Holy fuck, wouldn't that be the worst thing in the world if I just went from woman to woman to woman and got a new one every 3 to 6 months because they couldn't take my shit. Wow. You know what? Some days I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's pony up and try that for a while. Because I'm 42 years old. I'm never going to look again as good as I look today. I'm never going to have the same things to offer for somebody. Maybe it's time to get back on the market and find out exactly what the fuck I'm worth. And if she doesn't get her fucking shit together, that's what's coming. So there you go. There you have that, if you've been wondering what the fuck it looks like inside of my marriage. So, all of that shit being said, the cycle's going fucking great. My strength is going through the fucking roof again. I seem to have most of the side effects dialed in again. I definitely do not miss the Primo. I'm gonna stay on 100 milligrams of fucking Tren at a minimum. So we got 100 milligrams of Tren, 500 milligrams of Test, 50 milligrams of Anadrol per day until that runs out. I was thinking about stopping the Anadrol early because I think it's really hammering my blood pressure. But honestly, at the point that I'm at right now, I don't give a fuck if it kills me. So I may run it for fucking 12 weeks just to see what fucking happens. In the meantime, let me get a breath. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack on this camera right now. It is lit in this house. I mean, the fact that the two of us can get along at all is a fucking miracle. But like I said, the strength gains are coming. The fucking Tren aesthetic is in full-blown gear. The shoulders in the gym are looking round and bolder. It's like fucking Death Star delts. All of my veins are coming together. My abs are peeled all day long. I really want to try to get my body weight up to 200 pounds. I'm at 195 solid in the evening right now. That's been like tinkering back and forth between 193, 195. It seems to be stable at 195 now. I think the test is finally starting to put on a little weight. All of the compounds are really starting to work. My blood sugar is crashing on a nearly constant fucking basis, so clearly I've got some insulin sensitivity coming back. So far I haven't had any sleep problems. That's the big thing on Tren. As long as I don't have any sleep problems, I don't give a fuck about the rest of the consequences. I don't give a fuck at all. As long as I can sleep at night, I will keep the Tren at whatever dose I can run that allows me to sleep. So hopefully that means I can do a little bit fucking more, but we'll see. We're just gonna take it day by day. So, weights at 195. Sexually, man, I tell you, this last big fight we had before this cycle, it did something and it broke me. I really don't know what's going on between my wife and I right now, but usually I cannot get enough of her. When I'm on Tren, the sexual urge is so strong that it can be a lot to handle. We've had sex like 3 times in the past, maybe 2 weeks, man. That's the low point of our entire marriage. We have never had as little sex as we're having right now, and both of us are on cycle. So that tells you just how really horrible things have gotten around here, because usually sex is the unifier. I think we're about to make a fucking deal in this house that when we go into the bedroom at night, I'm just gonna flip open the laptop and put the fucking porn on immediately. Because every time we lay down to get next to each other and start trying to have a conversation, like I start trying to talk to this woman, that I just keep thinking she's a bot. Like, I don't think she's a real human being. The way her brain fails to function on any kind of normal level, her inability to make decisions, it's like we have all these major things going on in our lives. We've spent all this money on an RV, then we don't have an RV, and we've got a boat, and she wants to travel, and I'm not working, and we're living on our fucking retirement money, but we're spending the vast majority of the time in this house, and I'm researching all these different angles, trying to figure out how to make the pieces fit and meet everyone in the family's needs and get the kids' needs met and her needs met and my needs met. And how can we do this safely, and how can we not bankrupt ourselves? And the whole while that I'm over here calculating all of these millions of fucking things, she's sitting in bed next to me playing fucking Sudoku. That's what she does. She doesn't do anything to fucking chip in or help out. We go to the fucking lake, she stands by the boat. She just fucking stands there and waits for me to take all the straps off and get all the rods and reels out, get the motor fucking trimmed in and get the boat in the fucking water and get it off the fucking trailer while she just fucking sits there. It's like, can you fucking do something else to help? The house is a fucking disaster 99% of the time. This is another problem I've had in my fucking marriage, is she can't clean either. We live in a fucking pigsty. She wanted me to hire a fucking cleaning lady when she stays at home. What the fuck are you for? Why would I hire a cleaning lady? I mean, it's insane. I could sit here and fucking rant on this camera about the number of shit problems I have in this marriage while everybody else is out there going, oh, look at them. They look like they're a great fucking couple. We're not a great couple, okay? I don't know what makes you guys think that. Why? Because she sits next to me on a fucking camera and talks about steroids? That makes us a great couple? Because she sits next to me on camera and talks about her fucking squirting? that's supposed to make us a great couple, that squirting is a pain in the fucking ass. It's cool like every once in a while, but it's more often than not, it's a miserable thing to fucking deal with. Don't even get me started on all the fucking vaginal infections, because that shit's chronic too. Oh man, you know what? Normally I would take this video and I would say, that was a good practice cut. That was a good practice cut. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking put this shit online. Because this is what my channel has been about since day one. Giving you guys raw, uncut, unbridled, no bullshit takes. This is a real picture of what it looks like inside of this house right now. Some days are good, some days are bad. The last fucking week has been a lot of bad days, and I think it's got us all on the fucking edge. I think that's one of the good things about making these videos is this camera is kind of like my therapist. You guys are like my free therapy. You watch my videos and you say shit in the comments, it makes you feel good about yourself. Makes you feel like somebody heard you. Now she's making videos, she can be heard. And maybe that will be the medicine that all of us need to get this shit together. But at some point, my wife is gonna have to grow the fuck up and be a big girl, or this marriage is not going to work. So, there you have it. I'm gonna leave it here. Maybe I'll check back later and try to do a more calm down version of this video. But I think for all things being said, this is the real, honest, raw take that most of you out there need to see before you decide whether or not you want to do this kind of thing to your body and to your family. So rest assured, as triggered as I may be right now on this camera, I will do the most important thing of all. Shout out to JS in the comment section. My man is always out there trying to be first in the comment section. Protect the cycle, brother. I appreciate you in the comments. I'm gonna protect the cycle. I'm not gonna let these fucking problems fuck up these gains. So we're gonna go, we're gonna get a breath, we're gonna calm the fuck down. Then we're gonna go back to the lab, back to the calorie counting, back to the gyms, back to the cycle, and see if we can't get this body up over 200 lean. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.